Roger. Single engine press 104.
Endeavour can reach orbit on one engine should two fail. However, all three are still in good shape. The three main engines are flowing fuel through their power systems at a rate equivalent to draining an average backyard swimming pool in 25 seconds. 7 minutes, 20 seconds into the flight, altitude 64 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, 630 miles. Endeavour is traveling 13,500 miles per hour. We're now seeing throttling on the three main engines to maintain the 3G or 3 times gravity load on the vehicle and the crew. Engines at 82% of rated thrust, 8 minutes into the flight. The next activity is a main engine cutoff. That's expected to be commanded at 21 seconds. And main engine cutoff has been confirmed. Flight Dynamics reporting a nominal main engine cutoff. And separation from the external tank. Endeavour's Commander Mark Kelly now firing the thruster jets to position the orbiter for photography of the external tank.
We did see a nominal MECO. OMS 1 is not.
Copy. Nominal MECO. OMS 1 not required.
The pitch-up maneuver will allow for some photography of the external tank as it falls away from the orbiter. To capture images for the imagery analysis team to evaluate any loss of foam from the tank during the launch phase of the vehicle. The residual items floating away there, typically particles of ice that accumulated on the back end of the orbiter during the tanking process while it was sitting on the launch pad. By all indications, all of the flight control team here in Mission Control reporting normal ascent calls all the way uphill. From this early standpoint, there were no issues at all with any of the systems aboard Endeavour. On the way into space. Endeavour now safely is into space. The next big activity will be the orbital maneuvering system engine burn to more circularize Endeavour's orbit. Currently, the vehicle's in a 136 by 36 statute mile orbit, very highly elliptical. And that will be refined here in the next 30 minutes to more circularize the orbit on its way to the International Space Station. That link up with the ISS scheduled for early Wednesday morning, about 6:15 in the morning is the current targeted docking time of Endeavour to the ISS. Again, a fairly routine ascent. All of the calls, abort calls to the flight director all the way uphill were fairly routine. There were no anomalies discussed whatsoever on the way uphill during today's launch. You're looking at Richard Jones in the middle there. He is the ascent flight director for STS-134. Barry Wilmore in the near view, serving as the spacecraft communicator. Lee Archambault just sitting down there, served as the interface for weather reconnaissance with astronaut Rick Sturckow, who was flying shuttle training aircraft down at the Kennedy Space Center evaluating weather. And then at the top of the picture is Tony Sacacci. He served as the weather flight director, and he also will be back 14 days from now serving as the entry flight director for Endeavor's final return home at the end of this mission. As Endeavor flies.
Endeavor Houston for Deltas to page 3-4 when you're ready.
We are ready to copy.
I'll give you your OMS 2 preliminary time for your TIG is 37:00. Actually, I have no deltas to 3-4. Tail only control, of course, will, I repeat, will be required.
Copy. No deltas. Tail only control is required. 37.0002.
That's a good read back, Endeavor.
And Flight Director Richard Jones getting a go from flight controllers for a shutdown of the auxiliary power units.
Endeavor for box, you are go for APU hide shutdown.
Copy. Go for APU hide shutdown.
Those three hydraulic systems performed perfectly going uphill. Also, the control of the heaters for the APUs, obviously the issue that delayed the launch a couple of weeks. The APU heaters working just fine aboard the vehicle. As is the flash evaporator system, which provides cooling to all of the avionics and electronics equipment aboard Endeavor during ascent and until the payload bay doors are opened. The door opening is scheduled to occur about an hour and a half or so into the flight. Once the payload bay doors are opened, the flash evaporator is bypassed, which allows the radiators to be activated, and the cooling of all of the systems during on-orbit operations is conducted through the radiators that line the payload bay doors.